traders, so over here we end off with the EURCHF, and you can see that this is a 15 minutes supply zone that broke out of structure. So we are going down to the lower time frame to validate this supply zone, right? So on the 3 minutes time frame, you understand that prices taps into this area, right? And it didn't give us any shift in structure, because if prices taps into this area, give us a breakdown of this area, then we can look for sells, right? But prices didn't shift. It made a higher high, break this level. So no doubt it break this level. You understand that this is a minor break of structure, and this calls for a liquidity grab for prices to tap into this demand area for a shift to higher prices. So this is possible, right? Because if you want to be a buyer, you want to buy here. And for you to actually eliminate all of the buyers, you want a break of structure of this demand zone, then a pullback for sells. So you can see that prices broke structure ultimately over here, right? So this entire sell move broke out of structure, and this validates the supply zone here, right? This break of structure validates the supply zone here. So at this point of time, we were looking for a pullback into higher areas. And this could be seen on the 2 minutes time frame. So you can see that this is the inside bar, right? This is the inside bar. So at this point of time, you are already valid for sells. So what do I mean by that? On the 3 minutes time frame, you can see that we broke out of structure. This means that you can look for any supply zone on the lower time frame. Place a sell limit, stop loss above the supply zone, leaving behind the spread, right, of 1 pip at least, and then aim for lower lows over here, perhaps, right? And this could have been the trade idea already. Pretty straightforward, right? But for me, I actually went down to the lower time frame to validate this structure. So this inside bar is found on the 2 minutes time frame. Okay, at this point of time, we were valid to go for sells, and I was looking for a supply zone for me to go for sells. So this should have been the trade idea. Okay, a tap into this area, stop loss above this zone, and aim for lows, right? So this is the sell limit order that we would have placed. But I went down to the lower time frame, validate these areas. So this inside bar has no guarantee that it's going to hold. And how do we know? We only validate this inside bar once it broke out of structure. So you can see highs created, but no shift. Highs created, no shifts yet. Highs created, shift by means of these areas. So at this point of time, you can sell here. Market order, sell. Stop loss above this inside bar. Plus spreads, right? Maybe 3 over here. And aim for lows all the way down. Because this shift in structure validates your inside bar or supply zone. And that's why you can have your stop loss above, just above this area, right? But if you were to place a sell limit here, with no guarantee that prices already shifted here, then your stop loss has to be this above this supply zone, because you validated the supply zone here, right? This entire move down that broke out of structure validated the supply zone, but not the inside bar. And that's why your stop loss has to be above your supply zone. And what we did here was to actually wait for the shift on the 5 minutes over here. And when prices gives me a pullback, I actually place a sell order here. Stop loss above the inside bar because I validated on a higher time frame over here. And aim for liquidity lows. So this wasn't the best trade idea, because you can see this just 1:1.6, and this should have been the better entry on the 1 minute time frame. Or I could have waited for maybe pullback into this level to catch a better risk reward. So this was one of the ways we could have managed this trade better, right? So you can see prices eventually hits our take profit here, right? You can see on our trade idea over here. So this is the 5 minutes time frame, leaving behind supply zones. So this was the 15-minute supply, right? So we broke out of structure over here first, validating this inside bar. On the 1 minute, we could have caught a sell move really nicely, right? Stop loss above this level, aim for lows, right? Or simply just place a sell limit here. Stop loss above this level and aim for lows. But what we did was to wait for further confirmation on the higher time frame, right? Wait for a slight pullback, take sells here, right? And prices went lower. So this could have been the better entry.